want to talk about The Last of Us, because The Last of Us season 2 is out now. The 3rd episode airs this Sunday, right? And last episode was like monumental, game changing to the whole series. Now it's very much in line with the video game. We had a conversation lately on Wednesday about this. Side by side, you can see how much it connects with Abby from the game and Abby from the actual series, how it connects. But the problem is, fans don't like the casting. Now, we heard this a lot for season 1. Now, the whole thing about Ellie is, well, people are saying that she's not their Ellie in a lot of ways, that she's not attractive enough. Why would you cast her? So much so, and this is a fucking crazy thing too. Guys, honestly, we look at this right now. Bella Ramsey, who plays Ellie, she had to stop her social media. She canceled all of her accounts. She shut them all down because she got so much fan hate. They kept fucking coming after her big time, saying she doesn't look like the character. Casting online, they're saying, why'd they not replace her? She's older now. Recast her. She's not hot enough to be Ellie. That's fucked up. And even the girl on top of that, who they cast as Abby, is getting hate too. And because you know what? Do you guys know the girl they cast for Abby was actually up for Ellie before? She was actually a runner-up for it, and they went with Bella Ramsey instead. And to me, I mean, like, I think with showrunners go, sometimes we liked her, just give her this role too. That happens a lot of times in casting. And so they probably didn't think really about how the fans might think about this.
Abby chick, I think the girl looks kind of like Abby. They're pissed that she ain't like 6 feet tall with roided out arms.
Yeah, Caitlin Dever. Yeah, and I get that, Jordan.
That's what it is, Jordan.
Huh?
I get that, but if you look at them side by side, yes, she's much smaller than us. I mean, Abby's supposed to be like super ripped, and that's the whole thing people are saying. She's supposed to be super ripped, like a monstrous type of woman that can beat someone's ass, and that's why her and Joel side by side makes sense in the game when the inevitable death happens, which is a lot. It's a lot, but for me, I don't understand. Like, I don't yeah, Queen, I know it's mean. I don't understand like the toxicity that goes this far, and even when Jordan sent me something that's true, they've been tanking the Rotten Tomato score because of this as well.
You gotta get 90 bombers.
I know, but 95% like from the actual critics, and then it's gone down to like 50s, 60s for audience because of this shit. But I just don't get it. Why do we have to go after actors about how they look for a role? Casting is a big process, and I think at the end of the day, and I get being a hardcore fan, but like, just take a second, look at the story, look what you're getting, look at the amount of money they're spending on it, and leave the actor alone. Like, they got cast, they're doing their best. Bella Ramsey actually said she tried to like physically try to change her hair, change her presence, so she looks more like the character too, and she's still getting so much hate that she's like, I have to get off social media. It's fucked. It's fucked. Jordan, I'm going to go with Jordan first because Jordan does know this whole situation inside and out. Are you shocked by the hate, and is it warranted, Jordan?
I'm not shocked because every time you do something with a video game, the hardcore, I want to call them basement dwellers, come out of nowhere. They're on their keyboard. Like you see
keyboard warriors, man.
South Park episodes going, trolling. Little trolls out there, They
love that shit.
But I listened to some reviews that I usually listen to. Double Toasted's one of them. They did a review on the recent season 2, and they had a couple of perspectives. Somebody that's never played the game likes the show, and there's somebody that played the game. And his problem with Ellie, which I've only semi played the game. I haven't been big into The Last of Us. I tried, but I've been playing other games. But so he didn't like the Ellie casting, not because of Bella Ramsey. He had no qualms or opinion until the show aired. But in his opinion, and I'm sure there's other gamers like that, everybody's got an opinion, her the way she's playing it is not close to the character in the game. Like, the personality-wise is just different. And I get that criticism, like if you're used to, but every medium is a different thing. The movie is not going to be exactly like the game. The game ain't going to exactly be like a comic book. And like, you just got to set that aside. But I get that kind of criticism. That's not on anybody's looks. That's on their okay. And that's maybe not on the actor. That's just the way the director wanted him to read the scene, or whatever.
You say all the time, Jordan, when you're acting too. Things change from a script even to what we put on film. It happens all the time. And there could be a direction thing. There could be a showrunner thing. There's a lot of different personas that can come in to manipulate that. I mean, it happens all the time.
Look at Daredevil, man. We don't know what we would have got.
No, I'm happy they stepped in and fucking fixed it.
We could have been sitting here saying Charlie Cox is the worst Daredevil right now if they went through with that the way they wanted to do Born Again.
They could have.
So it's not all on the actor, but pick on somebody's looks, man.
But I'm going to ask you about the Abby thing, though, because she was much more ripped. Like almost like when I hear about it, I think about Nicole Bass, or I think about or China, going some wrestling references, you know?
Yeah, right. Yeah, she was pretty beefy. She had arms, man. And like, I don't know. This chick's okay, but like you said, I didn't see her against Joel
being that threatening, but they had everybody there.
But maybe that was the director's like, oh, it's going to be a shock to people that don't know.
And maybe they also thought, and here's what I've been thinking about as I've been digesting it more, is like when they actually go head to head, you know, these two actors,
they got to be similar.
Yeah, if she's more powering, I think that's going to be like over. How does Ellie actually win? You know what I mean?
Right.
That's because I guarantee I haven't played the games, but I guarantee Ellie wins. I mean, like, right? You know.
I know when the game came out though, and this is like any typical gamer. When The Last of Us 2 came out in 2020, people played it and they were pissed. Same reason, episode 2, they were pissed. Joel died 45 minutes into the game, and you realize you're just Ellie for the rest of the fucking game, and fans bombed that one with reviews and were pissed.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
When you create a lovable character, you have to be ready for the ramifications of losing that character and maybe your audience.
Well, that's a big thing, too. And it's like, if it did that bad and got that kind of feedback, why do you put it into the actual film version of it? You know, that's the question, too. But also, I mean, the biggest thing for me, though, is still like the hate, Jordan. Like, Ronald, you hear about the hate, Ronald, and it's like, man, are we still dealing with this when it comes to casting? Because for me, it's like, this is such a big series. It's like a lot of money thrown at there. Max is throwing everything at this, and they're trying to make it as close to the games as they can. I think it's very unfortunate that someone that's so excited about coming into this, you did the first season and you come back and you got to turn your social media off now because you're getting so much hate based off your looks. Do you think she'll ever be the same after this?
Well, hopefully she's laughing all the way to the bank for one thing.
I hope so.
You know, she's if something's going to thicken up her skin in Hollywood, this will be it. And that's not a bad thing because she probably needs thicker skin. Only because of what's going on. I don't think she should have to, but she needs to take care of herself. I think it's bullshit. I think people complaining about the way people look is wrong, especially in Hollywood, because that's your actor. That's who you picked. For some reason, she was picked for something. And just because you don't agree with how she looks, it's subjective. I don't like how you look. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We got that. We talk about Taylor Swift. We got shit about how we talk about Taylor Swift. People say we don't like how we look, you know, because we're like talking about, you know, that's a business. You know what I mean? I'm like,
it is. It's the business. Right. It's the business. Not everybody can be Courtney Cox. Okay, there I said it.
Yes, nobody can be Courtney Cox. And I know what?
My God, you went to the Cox.
You know what I mean? I wish I could be her too, you know? I would probably look at myself naked every night.
Oh my God.
Look, I get it.
I hope not.
Pepestar gets it.
Ow.
You mean you don't? You don't already? Oh.
If you're doing something on a based IP, I get semi-staying to the essence of the character and what they look like. Like, but maybe not looks, but they got to have the presence of that character from what it's adapted of. You know,
well, what does this chick look like in the comic book? What does she look like?
Here, I'll show you. I'll show you right now.
You showed it earlier, Brian.
Here's a side by side. Here's Ellie and her character from the game. You know, side by side.
Okay.
I mean, like,
not even close.
I want you to believe what they're bitching about. They're bitching about her hair ain't parted the same way. She's not freaking.
Oh God, good Lord.
Yeah, and Ronald,
if she did a side part, she would cover that forehead.
Yep. And wait, before
Brian-
GR goes in, GR, 1 second. Before you go on, I'm coming to you in 1 second. Here's the side by side of Abby, who's supposed to be like she's supposed to be like a menace, a force.
Oh, you
and
got to
then
get
they
the whole body side by side. You got to get
we'll play more of those. GR is very fired up. GR, what do you feel about this fan hate against this? And they're taking the numbers too. Is that going to really affect that season 3 pickup that we have already for Last of Us?
That would be fucked.
I wouldn't be surprised if there is no season 3 pickup.
I said the same thing to Brian.
What about a recasting?
No, I think we got rid of
Brian,
Pedro.
you and I were talking earlier today,
Yeah.
and after we talked, I did some looking online, and I heard more comments about what you said about the mask and her.
Oh yeah, really?
Yeah.
That's
Other
fucked.
people made the same comment. She looked just like the character in the mask.
I keep hearing that too, which is fucked. That's
You know what
super
surprises me that she definitely has a look. She doesn't blend in. Definitely has a look, and to go with something that unique is interesting, especially when it's so far from the original. It is interesting.
I don't think it's going to be because of her they cancel the show. I think a lot of fans that didn't play the game, Pedro Pascal has a presence and a star power. He's got a charisma that everybody he was the number one reason a lot of people watched that and did not know he was going to die.
I agree totally, Jordan. That's what
everybody reviewed it said we're checking out, we're done. Now supposedly he's in the rest of the season.
says she's done.
Now, supposedly he's in the rest of the season because if you played the game, there's flashbacks throughout the whole rest of the game.
Okay.
So, because there's a 5-year period from season 1 to 2. So there was a whole 5 years with her and him. So there's going to be flashbacks. He's not done. But the main present day story, he is dead. So
Okay. Yeah. And they said that showrunner came forward and said there will be a lot of flashbacks.
Watch a show where the main character has already been killed off?
Well, there you go, GR. Do you think that's going to affect people then, that he's dead? So, like, fuck this show or what?
yeah, I've already heard it on there.
Yes. I mean, why do I want to say, I want to watch a show about a character who's already dead, who did a gaff.
Yeah, I just think it's unfortunate, though, GR, like, that the fans have so much hate against these actors who are just casting a role and they're doing it. I think they're both.
Brian,
I think Bella is fucking great, and I think she does a great job. And people are saying she's horrible. I'm like, I think she does a great job. Abby, here's my thing about Abby. I said to multiple people, I just didn't think she was that threatening to be the person to kill Joel. I didn't think she was that threatening. It didn't really make sense to me as narrative wise because he saves her life. And she has this whole like vendetta against him, but he literally saves her life and then she kills him and she switches. I think as a character arc, it would have been more interesting for her to like question it and then eventually maybe get back to killing him. That would have been more fascinating to me as to like, oh, you saved my life. And she's like, oh, like help them. And then she's like, fuck it, I'm gonna kill him. Like that, to me, that felt fast. And I think as a narrative, you're gonna do TV from a video game to a television series, you have her question it. And then you build, then you find some kind of MacGuffin where she changes her attitude and then she wants to kill him. And then end of the season.
A MacGuffin.
Well, Brian, like I told you, they could have had other plans, but Pedro is locked down to that mouse. And he's got the Mandalorian. He's got Fantastic Four now, Avengers Endgame, or Avengers.
It's a lot.
The mouse said, "We're taking our boy back."
It might be that.
Yeah.
The bottom line is, he's done. Show dies. Who gives a shit?
Yep.
We'll see. Pepestar, what do you think about this hate against her looks, man? Do you think that this should be happening? And do you think The Last of Us stands a chance without Pedro Pascal?
I'm a little disappointed in the hate. Why are we hating each other over a character?
Oh my God! What an ugly picture.
Give me a break.
Jesus Christ.
And we're talking about the millennials are hating? Is that true?
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
millennials, everybody.
It's all the big gamers. So
I was going to say. If the
gamers are hating because of her looks. And the regular people.
Hold on a second. What was it, Pepestar?
The hate has to stop. The hate has to stop.
It does have to fucking stop, Pepestar.
Well
George,
said, Pepe, but you wake up next to that, it's like waking up next to my ex-wife.
I don't want to hear about anyone being ugly because we're all beautiful. Cut it out.
I love you,
Don't
Pepe,
watch
but
that.
no, we aren't.
So you're gonna have this show's doomed. You got the haters that hate her because of the casting and the looks. You got the haters that hate her because she's not their Ellie.
It's doomed. It's doomed.
Now you got the haters that say Pedro Pascal's dead. I'm out.
I know.
Yeah.
And Queen said that too. She's like, why watch the show anymore? And she's not, Emma Peel says, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the problem. Once you get that going, it's like, I feel like, I honestly, there is a world I think they will not do season 3. I think there's a world. And I think that second episode was epic too. It was a fucking great episode, except I'm like, you should have waited and you should have readapted that for
There
the
was
end.
a time span of 5 years between the two. You could have done something in between that. You said, you could have built that relationship up to that death.
Yeah.
Instead, you shot your wad.
Thank you, Emma.
You know, not ugly at all. I just think it's fucking unfortunate, and I think it's sad.
Yeah.
And I think we've had these conversations before. Ronald knows about hate towards people based off their looks, and it just sucks because again, talent should always shine through.
Right.
It should. And, you know, but the fans are going to see what the fans see.
Unfortunately, it doesn't always do that, Brian.
Yeah.
No. Not
And
this
toxic
time.
fandom, though, is always a problem.
Yo, player, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when we are live. And if you are able to join our Patreon, please join. Because the Pepestar needs more snickety snacks. Because I'm hungry. Holla back. Love y'all.
Control show.